I need to do some paint mixing today. I finally got some more white and black paint in, which is good because I use it in like everything. So I was kind of stuck without it. I have some metallics over here. These ones are Amsterdam Standard Series. Apparently Amsterdam Lamp Black and Titanium White are super popular in the pouring community from what I've gathered for helping with cells. I don't know. I've never used it, so we'll see. It looks like it's pretty nice paint so far. Um, it is an opaque paint, and those little plus signs, that's your light fastness rating, which is something new I learned. I'm learning a whole bunch of new things. These are just Artist Loft, so they're not as high quality. These are come from Michaels. You can get them really cheap though, and they have some really nice metallic colors. So this is metallic purple. Oh, I got a little gold in there, but that's okay. This is metallic cobalt blue, and this is called old gold. These are also opaque paints. However, they don't really go on opaque. Something to do with the metallics. They're definitely not as heavy bodied as you can tell just by lifting up these cups. This is way heavier than this, even though there's not quite as much in there. But regardless, it's so much heavier. In this peanut butter filled pretzels container, I have Floetrol. That's what I'm going to use as my pouring medium. I want to start trying some other stuff, but I'm going to use this stuff up first before I spend any more money. So I'm going to take these little shot glasses, I'm going to dump them in the cups, and I'm going to, no, I don't want you, I want you. I'm going to use this as my Floetrol because I want to make sure that I'm getting the right amount to mix. And then craft sticks. This is what I'm going to mix with, and then we'll add some water. All right, let's do it. I already mixed up the black paint. I lost power for a minute there. Kind of messed me up, and it was really hard to see what I was doing. So this is the consistency that I'm going for. I'm holding the stick way higher than I usually do to test a consistency. It's hard to see in these cups, but my goal is that when it flows off the stick, it's a steady, smooth stream, and when it hits the surface of the paint in the cup, it sinks and levels out fairly quickly, like a second maybe. That's the consistency that I've been using. I'm definitely a beginner, so it might not. This is just from what I've, like the videos I've watched and kind of taught myself and what I've been using and what I like. So sometimes I will make it a little thinner, and I know some techniques you need to make it thicker, but I don't usually. That's typically, I think, what is it, the bloom technique, and I haven't really dabbled in that because apparently it's difficult and I'm not ready for it. So I'll show you start to finish me mixing one. I'll do one of the metallic ones. So I did the black, I'll do the metallic purple. So I don't have exactly a full shot glass of this paint, so I'll have to take that into account when I'm adding the Floetrol. Oh, there's a big chunk in there. I don't want that. Ew. Gross. I want chunky paint. It's probably from me trying to squeeze the last remnants out of the container. All right. It's pretty thick in some spots. It should be fine. I'll just have to mix it extra good. So I'm going to scrape as much as I can out of here and get it in this red cup. And then I have a separate little shot glass that I'm using for Floetrol, so I'm not bleeding colors as I'm mixing, keeping them as pure as possible. I put it in this little container, the Floetrol, because I know trying to dump it out of that big container is going to be a hot mess. You could use a funnel too, that would work. And so I'm just going to go about there. I think I'm just going to do 1 part Floetrol actually for this. I don't want to lose the metallic shine, and I've heard that if you use too much Floetrol with metallics, that could happen. So I'm going to start with just one part. That just means I'm going to be adding a little bit more water to get the right consistency. I just want to see what it looks like after I mix it up. So I'm just stirring the heck out of it. Some of the confusing things when I started, like I didn't understand, was when people were talking about a pouring medium. I was like, well, what the heck is a pouring medium? You know, typically when you're talking about, when you see somebody painting like a landscape or whatever, and they ask what the medium is, they want to know, like, are you using acrylic paint, oil paint, mixed media, which is multiple different, or, you know, pastels, that kind of thing. So the pouring medium kind of confused me at first because I was like, well, I'm using acrylic paint, obviously. It's acrylic pouring. But they're talking about what you use to dilute your paint or to carry your acrylic paint and make it fluid. I'm using Floetrol, like I said. I want to try some other stuff, but I'm going to use this up first. And this is still pretty, it's hard to see in this light, but it is still pretty metallic. I don't know if I want to put so much water in it. Okay, I think I'm going to add more Floetrol. I'm just going to risk it, and hopefully that shine will still come through. Otherwise, it's still a pretty purple color, and it was the cheap Michaels stuff, so it's not like the end of the world if it's not great. I'm going to try not to make this video too boring. I think mixing paint is boring, so watching somebody mix paint is boring, probably. But maybe, hey, maybe that's your thing. Maybe you like that, and there's nothing wrong with that. This is more just, I have to do it and figure there might be some people out there, some beginners out there who want another somewhat beginner to talk them through mixing paint. There are tons of awesome videos out there. I really like Left Brained Artist. He has some really great breakdowns of paint pouring. He does like different, videos talking about mediums and testing out different mediums and talking about consistency and tips and tricks. It's just awesome. Definitely check him out if you're just delving into this world. He's helped me a lot, and yeah. So now I'm going to add some water. Just a little bit of water at a time, because you don't want to get your paint too runny. That's bad. It's easier to just add a few drops at a time and go from there. That's way too thick. Like I was saying before, see how that like kind of blops. Hope you like those sound effects. It kind of goops and drips instead of flowing. Oh, sorry. I'm really tired today, so I get kind of silly sometimes when I'm overtired. All right. And we stir, and we stir, and we stir. This is probably my least favorite part about doing fluid art. That is getting better. Okay, you can see how it's more of a flow, less of a bloop, blop, blop. And, but it's still a little thick. I don't know. I can't see if you can see that. I don't know if you can see the surface of the paint. So when I drizzle it on there, that's what they call the mound. And see how it's sitting on top for a few seconds? That's too thick. So I'm going to add more water. And I'm just going to keep doing that until that mound disappears really quickly, like maybe a second. I'm pretty sure that's the right that's the way I've been mixing my paint anyways. Everybody's recipes are a little bit different too. So this is just my recipe, what I've been using. But there are tons of different pouring mediums out there, and some people use just water, some people use glue. Some people add silicone. Okay, let's see. Are we there yet? I'm holding this stick way higher than I normally would because I'm trying to let you see what I'm doing. It's still a bit thick. It's really close though, really close. So this is literally just what I'm going to be doing today. Well, for a while. I'm not going to bore you with watching me mix all these colors up because we'll be here all day and it'll take forever to upload that video. I suppose I could and speed it up. I mean, for all you different people out there who enjoy watching me do boring things like mix paint. Why not? There's nothing wrong with that. Whatever floats your boat. Okay, let me see here. Oh my goodness, it's almost perfect. Almost perfect. One of the biggest things is trying to get your paints all the same size. That is tricky, and it does make a huge difference on the outcome. Yeah, I think that's about perfect. Hold it up higher, it does disappear a little slower than, it may still be a little thick, but I'm going to leave it for now and I'm going to test the consistencies together. Okay, I'm done with all that. I'm going to use this scrap cardboard I have, and I'm going to put, try to make even puddles of the paint, and I'm going to test the consistency to see if they flow the same. So, start this way. This is my titanium white. I'm just going to get a little bit here and put a little puddle. Doesn't have to be big. Oh, I gotta back up a little bit so you can see. All right, and then I have the black, lamp black. Oh, well, that's really gonna mess it up. I should still be able to tell. I'm gonna just go like this. That wasn't supposed to happen. And then I have my metallic colors. I'm trying to do this in a not super messy way to gauge it as accurately as possible. I'm probably gonna have to make my white puddle a little bit bigger. And then there's the gold. So I didn't notice it so much with the other metallic colors, but the gold did get quite light, quite a bit lighter than it was coming out without the Floetrol. So I could all still be. It's a little bit bigger of a puddle than I need, but it's okay. I'll still give you an idea of the consistencies. Some people are really good, if they've been doing this a long time, they can just tell by the feel of the paint. Personally, I can't, not yet. So I'm going to turn around so you can see, and I'm going to tilt it, and we're going to watch the paint. And already I can tell that my metallics are not the same consistency. So I'm going to have to add a little bit more water, just a little bit more water to my black. And yeah, So you see how much further how much quicker and further the white went. I'll tilt it all the way and just let it keep going. So the metallics and the black are pretty close, but I guess my white is a little bit thinner. So I'm gonna add just a little bit more to each of the metallic colors and then a little bit more to the black. And hopefully that'll be good. And then I'm gonna do just a quick little painting. I'm gonna paint over a canvas that was a mess up. So we'll just do like a quick pour with these colors. I'm gonna test these one more time. Just see where we're at, if we're closer. So I can tell already we are so much closer. The teal and the gold are a little bit far behind. So the gold definitely needs some more. But everything else is super close. Can you see that? The white is a little further behind, but I didn't put as much paint in its puddle, and that's probably why. So I'm just going to tweak this a little bit, and then we'll go ahead and do a painting. Here is our dry and completed painting. There's no varnish on it yet, but I think it really did turn out quite pretty, and it dried well. Thanks for watching the video, and I hope you enjoyed it today.